Alright guys, so in today's video we were talking about analysis paralysis. So what does that even mean? Alright, let's get right into it. So in today's video, I'll be talking about what analysis paralysis means and also how to diagnose that disease that a lot of people have. So stay tuned to the end of this video and I'll give you the solution to diagnose that disease. Right, some tongue twister going on around there. But anyways, alright, so analysis paralysis, what does it mean? It means that you are doing too much research and you're not doing the work. Okay, I see this so many times when people are actually, hopping on courses over courses. They buy like a dozen of courses. To be honest, those money could have been invested into like marketing for their business, and they're spending it on courses after courses after courses, and they get so confused after going through like 100+ hours of content or even more than that. And you don't even know who to believe now, because there's so many different theories, so many things to apply, you don't even know where to start. And of course you won't even start. You won't even feel confident. You think that this is just a fraud and everybody is selling you stuff that doesn't work, right? But that's not true. It's just that you're confused and you buy dozens of courses and all your money is wasted. You're exhausted, you're frustrated, right? So I had this too when I started my first, second and third business. I still remember very clearly that all I want to do is learn the course. It's so fun, learning the course, getting excited, and then when it comes to do the work, it's like your energy from here just plunged into like this rock bottom concrete floor or something, right? And most of the time that is the case. You do not know what to do, you're confused and all of that stuff. So why are you doing so much research? So that's the question I want to know. And I had this problem, and that's what I asked myself too. So the answer I gave myself is that, firstly, we've been taught in school that you should learn all the theory first before you sit for the exam, right? Wrong. To be very frank with you, if you were to study just the passing exam papers, like if you just sit for the exam papers itself, like the passing exam papers you do, you practice, when it comes to the exam, usually that person is the person who get like top in class, right? And the education system is just like a big fraud for you to just bank in your money and get this certificate for you to go to like a 9-to-5 job and spend your life miserably, right? But that's not, the education system is not ideal. So throw that out the window and listen to this, because this is going to change your life. This education system that I'm going to teach you, the way that you absorb things that I'm going to teach you, will change your life. Alright, so here it is. So whenever you do something, whenever you want to try something out, you buy a course, right? And most of the time theory is important. I'm not saying that don't study the theory, no, right? Study the theory. Theory is important. However, there are some things that only when you do the process, you can learn the craft. So there are some things that, when you do it, and then you can learn it. That those things are not taught in the course, Like for example, if you take like a social media marketing agency course, they teach you everything. They teach you sales, just like a full blown out course, right? And they give you everything you need. And then all you see is in the Facebook group, like, people are not signing others. Right? The first obvious reason is that people are not putting the work, right? And the reason why they're not putting the work could be they are having analysis paralysis, which means they do too much research, too much theory, and like what I said, they just hit rock bottom and they don't want to start, and nothing ever comes to fruition, you know? And that's the thing you need to understand. When you buy a course, some things you can't learn in the course. For example, handling objections, right? There's always new objections. Sure, I can teach you the objections that I had, but you may encounter something different and you have to learn from it. That's the only way, right? And when I run Facebook ads, I learn from a course, right? That guy may be the master in Facebook ads, but he doesn't know everything that Facebook ads have to offer. He knows the way to get around Facebook ads, the way to scale, the way to grow your business, but he doesn't know everything. Even Mark Zuckerberg, the creator of Facebook, doesn't know everything about Facebook, right? Because it's all tech, but he will never know everything about it. And the world is always evolving, right? And the only way the world is going to evolve is when humans find mistakes and iterate it through feedback, right? Whenever you get feedback through something, you iterate the process, right? So when you go and handle objections, you iterate the process when someone gives you an objection that you never heard before, right? And that's how you actually see your mistakes and then iterate, see your mistakes, iterate, take feedback, and to really be at the top of the market, right? There's no point being just, you know, wavering in like above, a bit above average. There's no point in that because you're never gonna learn. You're always gonna take courses about everything. Sure, your knowledge is like maybe Albert Einstein, but like I said, like people say, ideas are shaped without execution, and I believe that that's true because there's nothing to be said. It's just when you have an idea, right? Just like people always say, I have an idea for Uber, right? Oh God, I hear that so many times. Well, you know what they do? They never do anything about it. And sure, they might have the idea for Uber, and I strongly believe some people say that. However, they never put in the work and they never see what's wrong, they never test it out. How are they going to know whether it works? Right? And that's when you get stuck so many times. Oh, why is it not working? Let me do more research. Oh my God, hear that so many times. This is not working. Let me do more. This is not working. Let me do more research. What? No, don't do more research. See what is not working and change it. Or see what is not working and research and stop there and come back and fix this. Don't go dive deep into one thing like another. And you know, I see this happen all the time. You can be on like one YouTube video that says, for example, you're watching a funny video, and all of a sudden, I don't know how, at the end of 2 hours, you landed on like a totally different genre video, like maybe someone just doing parkour or something weird, right? Doesn't even make sense, right? So you need to understand that doing research only helps if there's a mistake, and the theory only helps when you don't know anything and when you need to know something. But the most important part of everything you do is you have to do the work. So now I'm going to share with you a solution that I use and a solution that I used for many years that got me out of the first, second, third business analysis paralysis disease, right? So the first thing that you need to know is research. That's so obvious, but seriously, stop it. And stick with only one mentor. One mentor. Don't buy a dozen courses. Research about that person. Research about all the other person and see which one is at the top, right? And buy that person's course and only stick with one, not the rest, right? And it doesn't matter if this guy is not the best, right? You may research wrongly and then, oh, you know, actually this guy is the best. Doesn't matter. Stick with one, right? Because I've actually tried a lot of courses and most of them, if they are in the same genre, they are roughly the same. The concept is the same, right? And actually it could be all found on Google, right? But if you want a shortcut, step-by-step way, yeah, buy a course, but stick with one. Don't go 2 or 3, then you get confused and distracted. That's the last thing I ever want to deal with, right? Stick with one. And the second tip is actually... Alright, so the second tip that I want to tell you is that you might want to have a YouTube ad blocker. So when it does cost a fee, but it helps you tremendously in terms of distractions and everything you do, right? Because when you are on YouTube, you know, you can literally type in something on YouTube and watch it. And let's say you're watching a funny video and then 2 hours later you're like, all of a sudden you're watching something weird and unrelated to that video. So what I can tell you is that don't have those distractions with you, and in order to do that, YouTube ad blocker is an amazing tool to, you know, put those distractions aside, and you don't get to see those causes being portrayed to you, or those causes to like entice you to buy, because some of them are really good at sales and that's their forte. And if you were to go on your website and get hooked and buy, that's when you're diagnosed with analysis paralysis, and you do not want it to happen. You only want to stick with one mentor, and that's it. Alright, so the third and last tip that I want to give you is that do research only when you need to. So what do I mean by that is that, you know, when we are on Google, we tend to dive deep into something just like when we are on YouTube. But on Google, I'm not sure if you can block those ads. But what I'm saying is that even if you can't, there's a way to go around it, right? I usually go to this website called BuzzSumo to do all my research. So it's buzzsumo.com, right? I'll put it down below in the link so you guys can check it out. So what that helps with is that it gives me the top 3 articles, and only 3 I'll look at is the top 3. So that's where I do my research, and I do compare and contrast with the top 3, because everything else with less engagement is just redundant, right? And you know, the top 3 articles people see and people commented, so you can see the comments, you can compare what you did right, what you did wrong, and it's sufficient information enough for you to actually succeed in whatever you want to do. So that is my last and final tip for you guys. And if you like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. You know, I'll be creating more videos in the future telling you more stuff about this. Alright, so I hope this helps, and I hope you don't get diagnosed with analysis paralysis. And if you are already diagnosed, get out of it, right? So that's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
I'm an icon, and I'm a girl about a 10. I should fuck her in the Benz.